Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and we are back with some musical lyrical analyses. We are looking at the lyrics today of a Rolling Stone classic, Sympathy for the Devil. This song, let's take a look at some background on it. According to Genius.com, it says the song is sung from the first person with Mick Jagger playing no one else but Satan himself. He documents events through history that could be seen as works of the devil. The Rolling Stones took some serious heat for singing a song from the devil's perspective, but the point of the song is more about the flaws in mankind, not necessarily intended as devil worship. So yeah, but yeah, it's it focuses on a number of points in human history and the ideas the devil's talking about. Yeah, I was there. I saw that. I'm aware of that. I did that. But let's get into the actual looking at the lyrics. Just a read through first. Begins off with an intro. Yow yow. Or actually it begins yow. 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 And we go into the first verse. Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I've been around for a long, long year. Stole many a man's soul and faith. It was round when Jesus Christ, or I was round when Jesus Christ had his moment of doubt and pain. Made damn sure that Pilate washed his hands and sealed his fate. And we go into a chorus. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guess my name. But what's puzzling you is the nature of my game. And we go into verse 2. Stuck around St. Petersburg when I saw it was time for a change. Killed the Tsar and his ministers. Anastasia screamed in vain. I rode a tank, held a general's rank, when the blitzkrieg raged and the bodies stank. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guess my name. Oh yeah. What's puzzling you is the nature of my game. Ah, yeah. And we get into verse 3. I watched with glee while your kings and queens fought for 10 decades for the gods they made. I shouted out, who killed the Kennedys? When after all, it was you and me. Let me please introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. And I laid traps for troubadours who get killed before they reach Bombay. And we end off with the chorus once more. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guess my name. Oh yeah. But what's puzzling you is the nature of my game. Ah, yeah. And then I get down heavy. We go for the musical break. Guitar solo. We do the chorus once more. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guess my name. It's confusion you is the nature of my game. Now there is a verse 4 here. Just as every cop is a criminal, and all the sinners saints, as heads as tails, just call me Lucifer, 'cause I'm in need of some restraint. So if you meet me, have some courtesy, have some sympathy, and some taste, 'cause all your well-learned politis, or use all your well-learned politis, or I'll lay your soul to waste. Yeah. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guessed my name. But what's puzzling you is the nature of my game. Mean it. And we finish up with a breakdown and guitar solo. That's where we get the hoo 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 hoo. So it goes, get down, hoo hoo. Oh yeah, get on down. Oh yeah, ba bum bum ba bum. Oh yeah, tell me baby, what's my name? Tell me honey, can you guess my name? Tell me baby, what's my name? I'll tell you one time, you're to blame. Ooh hoo, ooh hoo, ooh hoo. Alright, ooh hoo, hoo, ooh hoo, hoo, ooh hoo, hoo. Oh yeah, ooh hoo, hoo, ooh hoo, hoo. Ah yes, what's my name? Tell me baby, what's my name? Tell me sweetie, what's my name? Oh ho hoo hoo, ooh 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 hoo hoo. Ah yeah, what's my name? And you know, all the time they're doing that guitar breakdown during this, so. But yeah, that's a read through of the actual lyrics. Now, let's break these down. Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I've been around for a long, long year, stole many a man's soul and faith. So we have the introduction. You know, I'm a well-dressed individual. I'm very well into tasteful and wealthy things. You know, one of the big things about the devil is greed, avarice, want. That's why I kind of laugh when you have people proclaiming they are a Christian individual when the ideal of being wealthy is not Christian. The idea is if you have wealth, use it to help others. Give it away. Do things to make the world a better place with it. But no. It's like, God granted me this wealth. It's like, that's not how they work in the religious texts. Just a little announcement there if you're not aware. But yeah, we start going through a number of historical moments. I was around when Jesus Christ had his moment of doubt and pain, made damn sure that Pilate washed his hands and sealed his fate. Now, how long was it Jesus was supposed to have traveled in the desert? And it's at one moment he has, well, doubt and pain. And the devil tempts him. He says, we can end this all. I can make things easier for you. Tempts him. But, yeah. And Jesus is really tempted by the idea of, oh, I might actually do this. But yeah. Let's see. What was it? I don't see him mentioning any of it, but if I remember right, there's a point in the Bible where he goes on a sabbatical through the desert. And that's what it's kind of talking about, the temptation. But, yeah. Then he goes on, made sure that Pilate washed his hands and sealed his fate. So, of course, Pontius Pilate was the one who was in charge. And tried and convicted him. And of course, it leads us to the infamous image of the crucifixion. So yeah. So Pontius Pilate, he is the one who does seal the fate of Jesus on earth. Now, verse 2, stuck around St. Petersburg when I saw it was time for a change. Killed the Tsar and his ministers. Anastasia screamed in vain. Now, that is 1917, 1918, the Russian Revolution. Remember, before this point, Russia was more or less a kingdom. It had a czar, a king, an emperor. I think it was Peter. Is it Nicholas or Peter that was czar at that point? Tsar Nicholas, I think is what it's saying here, yeah. Nicholas II. Okay. So, yeah. And, of course, you would have the revolution. It would bring down the royal family. And the line about Anastasia, For the longest time, people thought there was a surviving daughter of the royal family, namely Anastasia. But there was no proof really that indicated she had survived or anything like that. So, yeah. But they gathered the family. I'm wanting to say it was in like the basement of a place and executed them. The Roman murder of the Romanov family, Nicholas II, Alexandria, and the five children Olga, Tatiana, Maria, Anastasia, and Alexei, shot and bayoneted to death. On uh, the night of July 16 or 17, 1918. And members of the imperial entourage were also murdered who had accompanied them. Court physician, lady-in-waiting, footman, head cook. So, yeah. Yeah, basement where the Romanov family was killed. So yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was wanting to remember. It was like I believe they were killed in like a basement or something. But then the bodies were all carried out to the forest. Anyway, yeah. And then we go on to the next half of this verse. I rode a tank, held a general's rank, when the blitzkrieg raged and the bodies stank, which is a direct reference to World War II, most likely proclaiming I served as a general under the Nazi forces. Blitzkrieg was the German term for the type of fighting they performed early in World War II, which Blitzkrieg itself means lightning war. So yeah, the whole idea was a quick, overpowering, come in, take what you need, and go. But yeah, and of course, the bodies stink. Well, if you've got a military force that comes in all of a sudden and kills a bunch of people, it's unexpected. Through the blitzkrieg tactics, there's going to be a lot of deaths. So yeah. Verse 3. I watched with glee while your kings and queens fought for 10 decades for the gods they made. Now, it's proclaiming this is regarding the European wars of religion. They were, according to Wikipedia, a series of wars waged in Europe during the 16th, 17th, and 18th centuries. So 1500s, 1600s, 1700s. Fought after the Protestant Revolution began in 1517. The wars disrupted the religious and political order of Catholic countries of Europe or Christendom. Other motives during the wars involved revolt, territorial ambitions, and great power conflicts. So yeah, it's a number of different political upheaval events that revolved around the conflict between Catholicism and Protestantism. Because, yeah, if you remember, the almost the entirety of Europe was Catholic. But there were always reforms being pushed by several people who say things need to change. You know, we can't keep having things going the way they were. Yeah, and so eventually it came to blows that, you know, they thought Catholicism was too tied in its attempts to hold power as Europe's main religion. Um, but yeah. We would see a number of different results from these wars, including new versions of religion, uh, newly freed kingdoms, and a whole bunch of other different actions. Probably the one I think a lot of people are really used to is King Henry VI kicking out Catholic members of the Catholic Church and putting it in the Church of England. But that's just a part of it. That's what we know from England. But yeah, we get a number of different wars. They've got a list here: pre-Reformation wars, the Old Castle Revolt in England, the Hussite wars in the lands of the Bohemian Crown, conflicts immediately connected with the Reformation. We have the Knights Revolt in the Holy Roman Empire, modern day Germany. The first Dalecarlian Rebellion in Sweden. The German Peasants' War in the Holy Roman Empire. The second Dalecarlian Rebellion in Sweden. The Wars of Kappel in the Old Swiss Confederacy. The Tudor conquest of Ireland on the Catholic population of Ireland by the Tudor kings of England and their Protestant allies. We have the third Dalecarlian Rebellion in Sweden, War of the Two Kings in the Kalmar Union, which is Denmark and Norway, the Count's Feud in the Kalmar Union, the Munster Rebellion in Prince Bishopric of Munster, the Anabaptist riot in Amsterdam, the Olav Engelbrektson's rebellion in Norway, Bagdad's rebellion in England, the Dak War in Sweden, conflicts after the death of Martin Luther. And Martin Luther is a big name when it comes to a lot of this. He hammered the, I think it's like so many treatises or whatever on the door of a church. He's like, these are things we need done. But yeah, conflicts directly after the death of Martin Luther. The Schmaldic, Schmalkaldic War in the Holy Roman Empire. The Prayer Book Rebellion in England. The Battle of Saldafell in Iceland. Second Schmalkaldic War in Prince's Revolt. Wyatt's Rebellion in England. French Wars of Religion in France. 80 Years' War in the Low Countries. Around the Netherlands and stuff. Cologne War in the electorate of Cologne. Cologne, I think, referring to Germany. Modern day Germany. Remember, Germany doesn't come about until the 1850s or so. The Strasbourg Bishops' War in the Prince Bishopric of Strasbourg. The war against Sigismund in the Polish-Swedish Union. Bocskai Uprising in Hungary and Transylvania. War on the Julic succession in the United Duchies of Jülich-Klevesberg. Where would that be? Holy Roman Empire territory. Okay. 30 Years' War affecting the Holy Roman Empire, including the Habsburg monarchy and Bohemia and Moravia, France, Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. The Bohemian Revolt. The Hessian War. Huguenot rebellions. Yeah. The Wars of the Three Kingdoms affecting England, Scotland, and Ireland. The Bishops' War. The English Civil War. That's, the whole thing with Oliver Cromwell, isn't it? I'm not sure. Anyway. Scotland in the Wars of the Three Kingdoms, the Irish Confederate Wars, and the Cromwellian conquest of Ireland. So yeah, probably Oliver Cromwell stuff. Okay. The Post-Westphalian Wars, the Dusseldorf Cow War, the Savoyard-Waldensian Wars, the Piedmontese Easter, the First War of Villmergen, the Second Anglo-Dutch War between England and the Dutch Republic, the 9 Years' War, the Glorious Revolution, the Williamette War in Ireland, the Jacobite Rising in 1689 in Scotland, the War of Spanish Succession, War in the Cevennes in France, and the Toggenburg War in the Old Swiss Confederacy. So yeah, there's a number of different conflicts and events during this period of about 300 years. Or 300 years, centuries. So yeah, 300 years. But yeah. Anyway, it continues. Who killed the Kennedys when, after all, it was you and me? That is a direct reference to the deaths of John F. Kennedy, killed by assassination in Dallas, Texas, and Robert F. Kennedy, killed on the election campaign trail in California, I think it was. But yeah, you have a number of politicians, Kennedys, who go into politics and they pass. I mean, out of the three brothers, John F. Kennedy, Robert F. Kennedy, and Ted Kennedy, Ted's the only one who lived for a long period. Unfortunately, it's a family that tragedy has always followed, because even Ted Kennedy didn't get out unscathed with the death of what's her name, drowning Martha something. Anyway, it's something we can look up later, but yeah. And he goes, "Let me please introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste, and I laid traps for troubadours who get killed before they reach Bombay, India." Troubadours to Bombay. Let's see. The most common belief is the troubadours, singers, refers to the hippies traveling in the hippie trail road to India, Bombay, India. Many would be robbed and or killed by drug dealers, smugglers, kidnappers, etc. in Pakistan or Afghanistan before they reached Bombay. Okay, so that's apparently what that is in reference to. So when he says, "I laid traps for troubadours who get killed before they reach Bombay," it's they get accosted by highwaymen who usually kill and rob them. So the hippies. But we get into the final verse, verse 4. "Just as every cop is a criminal, and all the sinners saints, as heads as tails, just call me Lucifer, 'cause I'm in need of some restraint." So he finally reveals who he is, the devil, Lucifer. But yeah, he says, everyone, no one is free of any acts of evil. Every cop is a criminal. Which, you look at the behavior of many cops, some of them do act very criminal in their behaviors. And they may even do something on the side outside their duties as a cop that is very criminal. So, and all the sinners saints. So, even though people may break laws, it doesn't mean the laws were just. They may be doing something to try to help people. There are ordinances in towns and cities that prevent you from feeding the homeless and stuff like that, even though you're trying to help people. So even though you're a lawbreaker, a sinner, as you would have it, what you're doing is for the betterment of everyone. Someone may steal to help people around them. You know, criminality in and of itself is not a notification of who is evil and who is good, because some laws are unjust. But yeah, so if you meet me, have some courtesy, have some sympathy, and some taste. Use all your well learned politis, or I'll lay your soul to waste. And of course, lay your soul to waste. He's the devil. The idea is he captures souls to drag them to hell. So he's just saying, at least show some dignity in the way you treat me and your behavior. Our meeting does not have to be one of confrontation. So yeah, we get a good breakdown of all this. So we can look at some of the comments written about the song. Let's see. Let's look in here. I saw a good, an interesting comment on songmeanings.com about yeah, it's not Lucifer speaking in this song, it's God. Just as every cop is a criminal and all the sinners saints, as heads as tails, this song is saying that God is the real devil. It's a nihilistic song. So if you meet me, have some courtesy, have some sympathy, and have some taste. Use all your well-learned politis, or your soul, or I'll lay your soul to waste. I'm telling you to worship, or it's telling you to worship this evil totalitarian, or you will suffer. The title Sympathy for the Devil is because people generally worship God and sympathize with him despite monstrous deeds. And devil is not a literal term. I don't actually believe God is this, just what I think the song is saying. I don't agree with it, but this is what I think it's saying. So somebody with a different view on what the song may be indicating, which is interesting. But yeah. In the end, all of it is still things we did by human hands. You know, the story of Jesus Christ having his moment of doubt and pain. Uh, okay, Pilate, human. Stuck around St. Petersburg when they killed the Tsar and his ministers. Human. I rode a tank, held a general's rank when the Blitzkrieg raged. So again, human. Watched with glee while the kings and queens fought for 10 decades for the gods they made. Because the regular people, what do they really got? Most of the actual decisions are made by the the religiously powerful and kings and queens. So again, human. Shouted out who killed the Kennedys. It was a more human. I laid traps for troubadours who get killed before they reach Bombay. So again, more traps, more human actions. Every cop is a criminal, and all the sinners saints, because we're all human. In the end, the idea may be that the actual song's in reference to human actions instead of religious deities. But that's my own personal thought on that. So anyway, this has been a long enough video. We've discussed everything that's gone on, but yeah, we're already over 40 minutes. Anyway, as always, educate thyself, think, read, study, learn. Someone tells you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. I'll be putting some links in the description box below the video. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, later.